Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Coming at y'all with another video. We're going to be talking about the UFC's previous card that has happened, UFC Seattle, Adesanya versus Piper. We're going to be talking about the performances. It was honestly one of the best cards of the year, probably the best card of the year in terms of entertainment value. On paper, it wasn't the best card, but delivered. It was a very entertaining card. A lot of great performances, a lot of exciting fights, a lot of crazy fights. But today we're going to be talking about the not so great performances. The performances where you're like scratching your head. And not even from fighters, it could have been from judges, from other things. I got this video idea from MMA Joey. He used to do this series of UFC fighters that should be cut from the organization, add their performance. He doesn't really do it anymore, so we're gonna take his reins and we're gonna continue this series. I thought it was very entertaining, so we're gonna do it, and we're gonna come at y'all with who should be cut after this fight card. There wasn't a lot of cuts, to be honest, because there were so many good performances and so many good fights in general, so it's gonna be kind of hard to even process a list for this specific video. But I do have some honorable mentions on who should be cut from the organization. First up, we're going to be going with Julian Erosa. It's an honorable mention because I don't think he's very good, to be honest. He has had some decent wins in his career. I know he beat Christian Rodriguez, and Christian Rodriguez is a pretty good fighter. So that's a good win. But let's just be honest here. Christian Rodriguez isn't that good, and Julian Erosa didn't look good. He's pretty old. I think he's like 36. And he really just didn't look good at all in this fight. I know he did go against a pretty tough test in Larian Douglas. But let's be honest here. Is Julian Erosa really a good fighter in 2026? That's why I'm saying it's an honorable mention, because it's only one loss. I think it's his second loss in a row, I believe, actually. But let's be honest here. He's not that good. He probably should be cut based off his skill value. I don't think Julian Erosa is a really good fighter whatsoever. But we'll let him prove himself one more fight, see what he can do. If he gets KO'd again like that, he looked awful in that fight, get him out of the organization. He's old. His skill set's not that good. He's only really a submission artist. His striking's dog shit. Let's just be completely real with ourselves. If Julian Erosa's on a card, I'm not hyped to see him. I think he's kind of a throwaway fight every time he's on the card. But yeah, we'll let him fight one more time, see how we're feeling. And yeah, our next fighter on the honorable mentions, we have one more honorable mention, is Chase Hooper. I have a soft spot for Chase Hooper because he's kind of fun to watch in a way. I just don't think he's ever going to develop into a good fighter, to be honest. I think he's kind of hyped up because he's an awkward dude. He looks like he's 12 years old. But his skill set is just really not good, guys. I feel bad for him. His striking is really bad, guys. It's really bad. He gets outstruck by everyone. If he can't take you down, he's fucked. He's fucked. And it kind of hurts for me to see him get outstruck in every fight almost. But that's why he's on the honorable mentions. I do think he has a decent skill set with his grappling and his jiu-jitsu, but that's really all he has. So that's why he's an honorable mention. He can develop. He's not really too young anymore either. He's just kind of just a really bad striker. So I feel like we should give him a couple more chances to have some good performances, maybe develop his striking. I don't really think he's ever going to be a good striker. But let's just be honest. Is Chase Hooper ever going to be a good fighter? I don't know. That's why he's not honorable mention. We'll throw him in there, see what he can do. He is entertaining, and he has a good character to him. He's kind of just an awkward little dude, trying to out grapple dudes, I guess. He did beat Jim Miller. Jim Miller is like 45 years old, so we'll give him one more chance. If he has another bad performance, cut him out. But that's it for the honorable mentions. Y'all let me know what y'all think with the honorable mentions. I think those two fighters have a case to be made to be cut, but if they have a couple more bad performances, get them out the UFC, because they're not UFC caliber. now we got the actual cuts on who I think should be cut from the organization. First up, we're going with the judges. Those UFC Seattle judges were god awful, man. Like, I watched the full card, and the fight between Yanez and Simone makes absolutely no sense on how they judge that card, or that fight. I thought Yanez clearly won that fight 3-0 or 2-1 at worst. And somehow the judges scored it for Simone, and they ended in a draw. I don't know how you can end that fight in a draw. It makes no sense. So let me break down the scorecard. So in round one, I thought it was as clear as day as Giannis should win that round. He outstruck him. He controlled that first round. Simone tried to take him down, couldn't take him down. He was getting outboxed from range. It wasn't like a landslide of a first round, but I feel like it was pretty clear that Yanez won that first round. And all three judges gave the first round to Simone somehow, which makes no sense to me. Round two, it was understandable how you can give that round to Simone. He did take him down, but he didn't really do too much with it. Yanez got right back up and started outboxing him and landing big shots on the feet. So I don't understand how you could really definitively say that Simone won that round, because Yanez landed the bigger shots in that round. If it's based off damage, which the UFC criteria is, I think there's a case to be made for Yanez to win that second round as well. So first two rounds, I'm looking at either 2-0 Yanez or 1-1. And then the round three came, and obviously Yanez beat the shit out of him and dropped him late. And somehow, and this is another reason why it doesn't make sense to me, they gave that round a 10-8 to Yanez. How? How did they give that over 10-8? It makes absolutely no sense. And without that 10-8 round, Simone would have won that fight somehow. Like, what? Like, I just don't understand what they're looking at. I don't know if they're fucking jacking off or doing whatever the fuck during the fight, but it makes no sense in how they're giving that fight to Simone. It really almost cost Yanez the loss. So we're gonna go get those judges the fuck out of there. I don't know if they were some rigged judges, because Simone was UFC. He fought out of Seattle, I believe. I think he's a Seattle native, I believe, or something like that. So maybe they had some bias. Maybe Simone slid them some money before the fight to rig the fight. It seemed rigged to me. With all these bad decisions we've been getting recently, it wouldn't surprise me if it was rigged. But get those judges out of there. I think it was Saldamato that was on there. Get her the fuck out of the fucking judges. She's fucking awful. But that's what we're going to cut at the start. The next cut, we're going to go with the referee in the Ignacio Bonamentes fight. I don't even know how to pronounce the dude that he fought, but I think his name was like Tamadva or something like that. I'm not too sure how to even say his name. But the judge, his name is Bobby Wambacher. Bobby Wambacher needs to be cut. Never needs a ref fight ever again. That performance that he had in that his refereeing job in that fight was atrocious, and it literally cost Bob Mendes that fight. Bob Mendes was outstriking him, landed a nasty right hand that dropped said fighter. I don't really know his name. I forgot his name. But he dropped his ass and clipped him bad. And he grabbed the fence so he didn't get dropped all the way down. And that cost Bob Mendes of KOing him. I think he would have KO'd him if he didn't grab the fence. So he grabbed the fence, and the referee fucking didn't do shit. Just fucking sat there. Didn't take a point away. Didn't stop the fight. Didn't do anything. Just got the fence. Nothing. No warning. Nothing. Just nothing happened. And that led to Bob Mendes getting out-grappled and getting the dog shit beat out of him on the ground, because he recovered and ended up being on top of Bob Mendes, and Bob Mendes got absolutely lit the fuck up on the ground. And that's just unexcusable. I don't know how you can put yourself in a position where your body the dude's about to get KO'd, and he survives himself because he grabs the fence and there's no consequences. And not only that, he headbutts Bahamondes on the ground, straight up, blatantly, on purpose, headbutts him on the ground, and no warning, nothing, nothing happens. And Bahamondes ends up losing the fight in a decision where he took a lot of damage, all because of Bobby Wombatcher. That dude needs to be cut from the organization. I never want to see him ref again. It would be a shame. The only time I would want to see him ref again, if he's reffing against like Colby Covington. I hope he fucks him over. That'd be nice. But it's ridiculous. And it's not just Bobby Wombatcher. It's all the refs. All the referees are fucking awful. It's so inconsistent on what's going on. I feel like every fight, it's something new. Every ref has a different thing that they do. That's just fucking bullshit in my opinion, and it just fucks the whole fight in my opinion. So get Bobby Wombatcher the fuck out. Get him out. I don't even know if he's like a normal referee that we see like on UFC events in Vegas, but he was a Seattle ref and he was fucking awful. So get him the fuck out of the UFC. I never want to see him ref again. But yeah, that's really the only cuts we have for today's video. We have 2 honorable mentions in Chase Hooper and Julian Erosa. Give him another fight. See what they can do. They're on thin ice with me. They're on thin ice. And then the judges and Bobby Wombatcher, get him the fuck out. Never want to see them ref or judge a fight ever again. And I'm just going to start this series making these videos every single card, because I do think the UFC, to get into the UFC, it's very low level now. There's a lot of low level fighters on these cards, and I feel like it doesn't need to be called out, and it shouldn't be normalized to have all these shit fighters on these cards. So we're gonna start making these videos. Shout out MMA Joey. He's the one who started this series. He doesn't really make the videos anymore, but we're gonna continue his legacy. But yeah, that's what we're gonna. That's really all it for this video. Let me know if y'all agree with these. If y'all agree with these cuts. If I'm too harsh on Chase Hooper and Julian Erosa, maybe I'm too hard on them. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Subscribe if y'all new.